Jan, welcome to the Refurbed podcast.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Jan, this is a very, very special day and a very special episode because you're stepping to a new role. You've now been with us on the board for nearly 1.5 years, and now you're stepping into the role of the chairman. Can you share a bit more why you want to take this role, what's behind it, how do you think about the chairman role? Would love to get your thoughts on that.
Sure. As you correctly pointed out, I've been on board now for 18 months. So I had a bit of a sneak preview. Yeah. So I have a very good assessment of the management team, the shareholders, the trajectory of the company. So it's not new. And everything I saw over the last 18 months got me really excited because you have on the one side a company that is scaling, but you have a lot of companies out there that can grow. But combine that actually with somewhat increasing efficiency along the way, that is rare. Yeah? And so Refurbed clearly ticks 2 boxes, which is great on the one side. Second one, the combination of literally having social impact, proven social impact, where you can literally say it's been somewhat verified, quantified, and literally ingrained in the DNA of the company, which is awesome. Number 2. And number 3, I think Refurb now reaches a scale where you have proof points out there. I mean, 3 billion in accumulated GMV over that time. Congratulations for that one.
Thanks.
Number 1. Number 2, a very successful funding round last year with 50 million from renowned investors actually coming in, being active in 24 months. Breaking even in 25. So long story short, a great trajectory over the last couple of years, while at the same time an even bigger opportunity going forward. So obviously great honor to sit at the table and step it up even further.
Very, very good. Lots to unpack here. Maybe let's start with what you mentioned in the beginning was you had a sneak peek already. Is this something that fits your personality? You want to have a sneak peek before taking the big risk, or are you more the risk taker?
Well, I think I would not be somewhat sitting here at the right spot as the chairman to say, well, I'm the person actually taking the biggest risk out there, because literally also part of the job description is not only seeing the business opportunity going forward and pushing the CEO into the respective direction, but rather a bit the other way around. It's not my role to actually run the business. It's yours, thankfully. Number 1, but it's more like at the scale Refurb reached now, where complexities are simply getting bigger and helping manage that complexity. So meaning at that scale where you have more and more opportunities actually popping up with regards to geographies, categories, ecosystem expansion, M&A, to help align management, shareholders, and the board on the key long-term strategic decisions, number 1. And at the same time, not amplify complexity, but literally somewhat try to simplify things in order to let management focus on execution. So a bit more structure the governance around it and not being the person standing behind you and poking on taking additional risks.
Sounds good, and I like that view. If you actually look a bit on your history, right? You've worked in finance, in consulting, you've been CFO, you've been CEO of many different companies. If you now compare these companies to Refurbed, what surprised you the most?
Well, as touched upon quickly before, the first one is the combination of somewhat growth and continuous operational efficiency, because that combination, I mean, over the last 20 years, I've seen a lot of companies either from within or as an investor that have shown tremendous growth over a longer period of time, while at the same time never actually brought execution in line. And from my point of view, the one thing that truly builds great companies is when mission on the one side, but then also growth and execution come in line. And that is clearly something Refurb ticked, and hopefully we can somewhat continue doing so in the next couple of years.
You just touched on the mission. How is it for you personally? Is this something that is important for you as a person as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm also a certified biofarmer. So I own a farm and somewhat get certified on a yearly basis. And so, yeah, that's close to my heart. That's number one. Number two, I also have 3 kids by now, and also want to leave a world behind that literally has the same benefits as we can enjoy today. And it's something we need to start, obviously, today, or rather yesterday. And that's why I love being at Refurbed, because here you can clearly see that sustainability or social impact is not something that is just nicely packed in the sustainability report and stamped on a yearly basis. It's deeply ingrained into the DNA of the company and the people here that is driving forward. And I'm deeply concerned. I'm deeply convinced, actually, that the companies of the future, the successful companies of the future, are combining both. So you have social impact and economic success in a way that they are reinforcing each other.
Yeah, fully agree. I even think that we can only solve the challenges that we have as humanity if we find a way to take capitalism to solve those issues that we have on a social and also on an environmental point of view. Very good. And obviously, we also need to be successful as a business, right? And the combination of mission and our business model is very important. How do you think about sustainability as a competitive edge versus versus other solutions out there?
Well, it clearly is, because it solves one critical consumer pain point, which was often that you had to choose between quality, affordability, and sustainability. And literally, Refurb brings it to the table that you don't have to anymore. You have all 3 of it. You just somewhat need to be even more vocal about it and bring it out. So that you can combine or can tick those 3 boxes, while at the same time actually having somewhat strong impact out there. So I think that's the main one.
Sounds like you've been very much convinced already, which obviously is great for me, because I fully agree on all of these points as well.
Perfect. Yeah, maybe turning it around a bit.
Okay, yeah.
Because as you mentioned, I saw the trajectory over the last 18 months, and we were closely together. Now let's look out for the next 18, 24, 36 months. So key question is, what excites you the most? Right? What is on the table? What brings you out of bed? I know you don't sleep a lot at the moment, so what is it?
Yeah. If you have a kid, sleep is overrated. What brings me out of bed and what makes me really excited is that we built a company that really moves towards a very clear strategy. Right? We have a strategy which is called the Rise of the Circular Giant, where we want to bring refurbished products into many more markets. So we want to grow geographically. We've now done that over the last few months, launching another 12 new markets. The second one is we're building an ecosystem around the transaction. We're not only selling products, but we also offer a lot of value for our customers on both sides, consumers and sellers. And the third one, which is a more long-term growth trajectory, but I think it's going to be very transformational for the whole industry and for us as a company, is our multi-category strategy of launching more and more categories, and not just selling phones, but selling products of all different kinds to really enable consumers to buy most affordable and most sustainable products across categories to build this holistic platform. And ultimately, all 3 of them will come together and build an even bigger business, and through that, even more impact in the next few years. And
if you could wish for somewhat an outcome in 3, 5, 7 years, so maybe not only for Refurbed, but somewhat the entire industry. So because I always put it that you're not just sitting and riding a wave, but you're just somewhat creating a whole new category with all the benefits we've seen over the last couple of months and years. But there was just somewhat, when I listened to you, just a door opener for what can come, and what could easily be something we've seen with other big platforms like an Amazon and the like in the past, with a totally different approach. But now you're following. So if you could frame that, what would you wish for?
So when we started 10 years ago, refurbished even in iPhone was very small. Now we made the iPhone category very, very big. We've now done this for many more categories within electronics. But my big wish is to make all of this also happen for the other categories. We're already in home and garden, in kids, in sports. We're going to test a couple of new ones in the coming months. But what I really would wish for is that the circular economy is across all those categories and is successful and big across all of those categories, to really have even more impact for our customers and for our planet, and through that ultimately drive the circular economy to new heights and ultimately rethink new and make refurbished the new new.
And how much of the new you can already see now in 2026? Because we had that successful funding round last year, and so we went out in many different geographies and also testing a lot of new categories.
Yeah.
Anything you can already share?
I don't want to, spoil too much, but we just had the best week in one of our new categories where one of those sellers actually was the third biggest seller across the whole platform. So we can very clearly see that these categories are growing much faster than the traditional electronics category. And we can also see this cross-pollination, that a lot of customers who start with an iPhone, we always call it sort of the entry drug. Then they realize, hey, this is actually great. What else can I buy on refurbed? Then they buy a laptop, a MacBook, maybe a Dyson, maybe an espresso coffee maker. And through that, we want to create what we call the refurbed house, that your home is fully furnished from refurbed products. And this ultimately is the dream that I have that we want to build. Well, Jan, I think we're already at time. It was amazing to sit down with you and spend some time. I'm very much looking forward to working together with you as the new chairman of the board. And looking forward to our next board meeting.
Thank you, Peter, also for having me. And next board meeting is tomorrow, so not a lot of time to spare.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Thanks.